From the south, the lost sheep rise. From Mississippi soil where the history heavy changed in the land, but the promise still steady. Names got taken, truth got buried, but the word still breathing, never went missing. Lost sheep scattered, still hear the tone. Shepherd calling, saying bring them home. Not a rumor, not a myth. Ancient bloodline covered in stitch, no crown on head, no throne in sight. But kings still walk when they live upright. Priests in order, hearts in check. Walking the path of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek. Hey, stand righteous, stand correct. No beginning, no end, we said. Walk in truth, no disrespect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
From Tupelo we represent.
From Tupelo we represent.
Israel rise.
Remember that.
Remember that. Not here for hate, not here for noise. Here to rebuild men, women, boys. From prison walls to broken homes. Still hear God's voice through flesh and bone. Teach the law, apply the way. Faith works, lived every day. Not traditions handed down, but ancient paths we walking now. 12 tribes breathing, still intact. Truth don't change, that's fact. Scattered, warned, and gathered again. Written long before the pen.
Order of Melchizedek. Hey, stand righteous, stand correct.
Here, oh Israel, the call never died. From the south, the lost sheep rise. From Mississippi soil where the history heavy changed in the land, but the promise still steady. Names got taken, truth got buried, but the word still breathing, never went missing. Lost sheep scattered, still hear the tone. Shepherd calling, saying bring them home. Not a rumor, not a myth. Ancient bloodline covered in stitch, no crown on head, no throne in sight. But kings still walk when they live upright. Priests in order, hearts in check. Walking the path of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek. Hey, stand righteous, stand correct. No beginning, no end, we said. Walk in truth, no disrespect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
From Tupelo we represent.
From Tupelo we represent.
Israel rise.
Remember that. Remember that.
Not here for hate, not here for noise. Here to rebuild men, women, boys. From prison walls to broken homes. Still hear God's voice through flesh and bone. Teach the law, apply the way. Faith works, lived every day. Not traditions handed down, but ancient paths we walking now. 12 tribes breathing, still intact. Truth don't change, that's fact. Scattered, warned, and gathered again. Written long before the pen.
Order of Melchizedek.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No beginning, no end, we said. Walk in truth, no disrespect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Jesus going,
Tupelo
bro.
we represent.
In Tupelo we represent.
Israel rise.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that.
The main channel not up.
Israel,
What we teach.
truth, why we here?
Wake the lost sheep. Order, discipline, restitution, not confusion, restoration. No corner prophets, straight swing, no water down, truth or name. Study the word, live it out, let correction cast pride out. Fathers restored, mothers strong, families healed where it went wrong. Not perfect men, but hearts aligned, learning obedience one step at a time.
Order of Melchizedek.
Stand righteous,
Yeah, stand righteous.
stand correct.
Lost sheep pride, chains disconnect.
Covenant people.
Never reject. Order.
Covenant people. From the south to where you at.
From the south to where you at.
Israel, wait, don't you forget.
Hey, still, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Shalom,
I can
shalom.
hear you.
All right, shalom, shalom, family in the chat. Give us 1 second. We're trying to make sure everything is working right on our end. Give us a few
Family,
minutes.
can y'all let us know if y'all can see the lesson on the main channel? If y'all can see the lesson on the main channel, put a one in the chat. On the Tupelo Melchizedek channel, if y'all can see it, let us know. Okay, okay, all praise. We good then, KG. Well, family, welcome, welcome, welcome to another Tuesday, Back to the Basics Tuesday. I am your brother Stephen Israel, and we are on the Melchizedek, Tupelo, Mississippi. We thank y'all for tuning in with us tonight. My brother KG got a great lesson prepared for you tonight, and the name of the lesson is Easter is not Passover. Easter is not Passover. So, family, get your pen or your pencil, get your notebook or your notepad, get you something to write with, get ready to take some notes, write these scriptures down, and follow along with us as we go and dive into these scriptures. More than anything, get your sword out. Get out your sword. Let's get ready to break the bread of life. I also want to say that we are not a hate group. We don't hate anyone because of their race, their religion, or their gender. We are a Bible based group, and we teach from the 1611 King James Version Bible, including the Apocrypha. So we just want to welcome all of our family that's scattered to the four corners of the earth. Welcome to our little sanctuary in this captivity down here in little old Tupelo, Mississippi. So welcome, family. Welcome. We're a little short-handed tonight, but me and KG gonna try to get this thing done. Well, we're not gonna try to get it done. We gonna get it done through the
Definitely gonna
blessing
get
of the
it
Most
done.
High God, through the blessing of
That's
the
right.
Most High.
That's right.
So with that being said, I want to introduce the teacher for the night, none other than my brother, the young gunner. KG is in the building. Shalom, Hebrew.
Shalom, shalom, brother. Shalom, brothers and sisters in the chat. Welcome to Back to the Basics Tuesdays. And we can't forget about our host, Stephen of Israel. What up,
Man,
bro?
all praise to the Most High, Hebrew. Man, I'm excited every single solitary time that the Most High allows us to sit before or stand before His people and share His word. Because guess what? He didn't have to do it, man. It's a lot of people that didn't make it this morning. They didn't wake up,
That's right, bro.
or throughout the day, sometime today, they expired, and he called a number, man, and they had to go home, Hebrew. But we are able to be here and do what it is that the whole duty of man is, and that's to serve the Most High God.
That's right.
So, man, I'm just thankful for that. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and sisters in the chat. All the brothers and sisters that's gonna watch this later on. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Well, without further ado, brothers and sisters, like Brother Stephen said, bear with us tonight. We are a little bit short-handed. I think the brothers will be able to get in here later as soon as they can, but right now we're just gonna do the best we can with what we got. Tonight's lesson is called Easter is not Passover. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. Easter is not Passover. Tonight we will be breaking down a better understanding of the origins of Easter, a better understanding of the significance of the crucifixion and the resurrection, and why it ties more so into Passover than it does Easter. This lesson is not to step on anybody's toes, but it is to educate those that may be misinformed or that just want to learn something new. Um, First, we want to give our praise to the Most High Yah for allowing us to be able to come before y'all again and be amongst like-minded brothers and sisters. Hope everybody's having a beautiful day. I've been getting a lot of rain my way, so I'm about ready for the sunshine to come out. But we ain't gonna
Hey,
do
like
too.
Brother Warrior say, nevertheless.
Hey, I know that's right.
Nevertheless.
But like
Warriors, I
always,
saw you try to call me, Hebrew. I was getting ready for the lesson. But go ahead, KG.
okay. Like always, brothers and sisters, we're gonna start out with a few questions. No wrong answers when you're dealing with brother KG. We all know that. No wrong answers when you're dealing with brother KG. We're only here to elevate each other, learn something that we probably didn't know, or refresh from something that we may not have studied in a while. So, first question for tonight, brothers and sisters. Oh, before I say that, I want to just give our praises for the support, and I want to say thank you to my brothers and sisters for the support that I got on my first Shabbat lesson. I really appreciate everybody pitching the hands that pitched in. Sister Bashan, we appreciate you. All the brothers and sisters that came, we appreciate y'all as well. And all praise to the Most High for us being able to come together one more Shabbat. Um, Now that I got that out the way. And if you haven't seen that lesson, man, go back and watch that lesson, man. It was a beautiful lesson. And I ain't saying that just because it's my lesson. I'm saying that because of the love and the camaraderie amongst all of us. It was enjoyable, and I believe everybody enjoyed themselves. Um, now that I done got that out of the way, still, now let's get into these questions. Um, First question of the night: how many times is Easter, the word Easter, mentioned in the Bible? How many times is Easter mentioned in the Bible? Look at this songs. Okay, I see you, Warriors. Hey, boy, y'all didn't waste no time on that one. All praises, all praises.
Hey, they knew the answer to that one, then.
That was a quick one. That was quick right there. All praises. But yes, that is correct. Uh, it is only mentioned one time between the between Salaki, between the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, and the New Testament. It is only mentioned one time, brothers and sisters, one time. Can
Once.
anybody Can anybody tell me the scripture that it is mentioned in? Y'all answer that one too quick. I gotta throw three more questions in there
Hey, you
now.
got to throw a curveball at
Yeah,
them
I
this
gotta throw a
time.
curveball now. What scripture? Order of Salaki, order of
Acts 2 and
Melchizedek.
4. Hey, Acts 2 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dark. I see you. Hey, shalom, Brandon Lewis. It's Order of Melchizedek Tupelo. Is that right? Steph, the
What did he add?
YouTube channel.
Order Melchizedek, Tupelo, Mississippi.
Okay.
That's the channel I think everybody own, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the one
he.
I had to go back and reset.
Yeah. He just asked. I think he may be watching from Facebook, but it is.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it's Order Melchizedek, Tupelo, Mississippi, B. Lou.
All right. And hey, man, hey, boy, hey, are y'all getting hip to my question answering? Are y'all looking forward to this or something? Y'all don't normally answer this fast. Maybe it's the topic. It got to be the topic still. Brother Dark, you are correct.
Hey, they don't research this thing. Hey, they know it ain't in there but one time, and it's in Acts 12:4.
Acts 12 and 4. That is absolutely correct. Correct. Shalom, brother Mikael. Shalom, brother. Um, I hear you. I hear you, brother Dark. I hear you. All praises. Study to show thyself approved. I see you, brother. All
That's
praises.
right. That's right. Hey, you know that brother right there studied for sure.
Yes, yes. Hey, he was at the Shabbat. He was at the Shabbat. He wasn't doing nothing but taking notes, y'all. He was in the corner the whole time taking notes. He made sure he got everything he needed to get. All praises to
And we
that.
will be back on the third Shabbat of this month.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes,
I wasn't
sir.
able to make it this time, dog, but I want to see your face in the place on the third, Hebrew. I want to fellowship with
All right, hey, y'all answering these questions. And I'm throwing fastballs and y'all knocking, y'all hitting home runs tonight. Okay. All right, I got something for y'all. I'm finna throw a curveball for real this time still. How many origins does Easter have? And we got one more question after this, brothers and sisters. But how many origins does Easter have? Brother Mikael says 700. You might have some accuracy to that, brother Mikael. You might have some accuracy to that. How many origins does Easter have? I see you, Sister Psalms. You're knocking at the door, sis. You're knocking at the door. But for the sake of everybody, we're gonna get an answer just a little bit later. Let's give everybody a chance to answer. Bro, Steph, what you got? What's your number?
you. I'll say maybe two.
Mm, mm. Okay, okay. Everybody has a ballpark range number here. I see. I know the answer, so I can't answer. I'm the one asking the question, y'all. I can't answer. Anybody else? All right. Easter has, well, you know what, Brother Stephen, Sister Psalms, y'all are actually right. And here's why both of you are right. Let me read it to you. Easter has two primary blended origins: the Jewish festival of Passover and the Christian celebration of the resurrection of Jesus. These combined, so they took these two concepts and combined them with ancient European pagan spring equinox celebrations, often linked to fertility symbols like eggs and rabbits. For the modern not holidays, Lord forgive me, for the modern holidays roots, holidays, I should say. I apologize, y'all. Did not mean to say that. It's definitely not a holiday. So technically, yes, it started from two aspects. Then it combined with another aspect later on in history. Um, Here's the thing about Easter, brothers and sisters. The problem with Easter is the deity in which surrounds it. This deity that is surrounded with Easter has been around since the Old Testament. I know some of us have probably heard of Ishtar, Asheroth. When you hear these names, you're basically talking about the same deity. Problem was, well, it wasn't a problem, but when you went into different parts of the world or different religions in the world, they would have a different name for it. So that's why in the Bible you have, for an example, um, that's why in the Bible you have an example far as in the beginning it says Ashtaroth. and I think it's First Samuel 7:1 and 3. You see the name Ashtaroth, or you see in First Samuel and Judges you see Ashtaroth. Then when you get midway into the scriptures, like for example Jeremiah, you see the name Ishtar. In history books, or like when you look up the history, you see Ishtar, Istar, um, and then we have in Acts, when we get to the New Testament, you see that there were a group of people worshiping a deity named Diana. As you got in different regions, the name changed, but it was still the same deity. It still represented the same thing. All the names that I mentioned are names mentioned of a fertility goddess. And we're gonna get into that in just here in a second. Um, Bear with me, brothers and sisters. I'm finna start bringing scriptures out. I need to bring this history out so we can get a better understanding of what we are dealing with tonight.
Take your time, Hebrew. Take your time. Take your time.
Alrighty. So we're gonna open up the Zondervan Dictionary. We're gonna open up our Zondervan Dictionary. Um, but first I'm gonna start with what Google says about Easter. And then I'll give you the Zondervan Dictionary version of the definition of Easter. Um, from Google, it says the most important and oldest festival of the Christian church, celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ and held in the Western Church. They have that in parentheses between March 21st and April 25th. On the first Sunday after the first full moon following the northern spring equinox.
Hey, Salakia, Hebrew.
Hmm.
So when you say the Western Christian Church, right?
Right.
Now everybody here, on you and I that's on the panel, and the family in the chat that's watching, we all remember, no matter if our parents or grandparents was short on cash, they didn't have very many funds available, they were going to make a way to take you to that barber shop, to
Hmm.
take you to that little suit store where they could find the little kid suits and those nice little shiny shoes. Now, it might just be me. Everybody else might not have been raised like I was raised. I'm just speaking on myself.
Hmm.
And they were gonna have you that little piece of paper, and you were gonna memorize it, and you were gonna put your little shiny shoes on, and your little suit, and your tie, and they were gonna put all that grease on your face, and you were gonna be standing up there looking like Peter Wheatstraw when he was first born, and you gonna
Oh,
stand up there
no.
in front of that church and you gonna say it. And if you don't, you gonna get a whooping. I'm telling you, we used to get a whooping if we wouldn't get up there. You were gonna get up there and you were gonna say that speech.
You gonna say that Easter speech?
You gonna say that speech now, and you gonna put that suit on. Now I will admit, now we were glad to put the suit on because we didn't hardly get to wear no suit in my house. But we were glad to put the suit on them little shiny shoes because we thought we were looking cute. Well, my grandmama used to have our face shine in KG. Well, we used to stand up there in front of that church, boy. And when I was a kid, boy, I used to have real curly hair. Boy, my grandmama put that stuff on my hair, boy, had me standing up there, because I had a little miniature fro. Boy, she had me up there, KG, in front of, boy, I stand up there with my little chest out. Because you know what, we didn't know no better, bro. Like,
Right, you right.
we
You
were
right.
doing what we were taught to do. We thought that was the right thing to do.
Hmm.
And it was going, and from the little bitty kids all the way up to the deacons and the pastor, everybody was going to have on that suit. You were going to get those checkerboard suits. You were going to get the plaid suits. You were going to get the yellow, the orange and green suit, the purple. Now they even wear pink suits now.
Hey, I think that purple and that yellow suit is probably the hardest. Hey,
Hey, but
Them
you
pink
gonna have
suits and
all
them
different
purple and yellow
colors.
suits, boy, they used to be rough with them joints. I'm gonna
I'm
tell you.
telling you now that sky blue suit.
Shalom, brother, here tonight. You doing all right? Shalom, brother.
Man, hey, the Lord is good, man. I don't want to break up any conversation y'all having right now on the live, but I want to give y'all a small testimony if I'm allowed to at this moment.
Go ahead, bro.
Come on with it, bro. What you got?
How do we know that the Lord is with us? It is through His recompense that you know He's with you. Because when someone touches you or someone does something wrong, and I'm using touch not in the sexual sense, but when somebody does something to you that's evil, you can best be assured by the time your heel leaves that place,
Mm-hmm.
destruction is gonna come. A lot of times we are the angels of destruction just by the fact that we have the last piece of proof that the Lord has before He decides to level somebody's life.
Praises, bro. You right about that though.
So we gotta, and when I say that, we have to be mindful of our relationship with the Most High and hold that dear, and not take that what's the word I'm looking for
For
granted.
granted. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk later about this. I'm gonna have to probably put it out in the class, but man, touch my not my anointing and do my prophets no harm is a serious thing, man. And
Yes,
Esau
sir.
gonna figure that out.
Yes,
And
sir.
going right along with what you're about to teach, that anointing is also his holy days.
Mm-hmm.
Not only Esau,
That's right,
brother Yeti,
That's
not
right.
only Esau, even
I
the
don't know. Hey,
people.
I don't know what it is, but I'm glad he brought you through it, brother. That's all that matters.
All praises.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Stephen. What's going on?
Okay.
I
KB, can
can't
you
hear
hear
him.
me?
Let me jump back out real quick. I can't hear him.
Not only Esau, brother Yeti, but the people of our own nation. They worse than Esau.
Yeah, yeah. But the one thing I learned about that is I'll say it like this. To be honest with you, what do we have to fear the most? Do we fear delayed judgment or immediate judgment? Because
I
a
fear,
lot of
Immediate.
times
I fear both.
I fear both too, but I'm saying a lot of times with Jake, he has a lot more mercy because sometimes you be seeing our people and they be like, "Golly, how you keep getting away with this?" But then that whipping comes because you like, you deserve that one.
Mm-hmm.
But that delayed, I kind of, if I had to choose, I would fear that delayed judgment more because sometimes you can write a check so big that your behind couldn't cash the first dollar, but you definitely can cash that $1 million check.
All
That's
praise
right,
to the
dude.
Most High.
That's right.
But yet, I don't know if you heard us, but we were talking about when our parents used to shine our faces up and put those suits on us with with them shiny shoes on and make us get up there and say their speech.
Why you have to bring up stuff? Now I gotta relive PTSD at the moment. That bullshit, that bullshiggity over there. What, my whole point is, what's the whole point of that? What is the spiritual significance besides what you know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. Our parents a lot of times want to live vicariously through us and show how good of a parent they are by having us read some dumb speech like that Martin Luther King speech. Everybody talking about that's right, baby. That don't do nothing for our people.
what
Hey,
they
they want
what they be saying, yeah.
All right, baby, you got it, and knowing good and well that little. Hey, I'm gonna say something. Hopefully, I don't get caught up. You know that little retarded son of a gun don't know how to read and he the worst kid on earth, but you gonna throw him up there with a suit, getting him ready to be the next pastor of the church, knowing he about to fleet the flock.
Eddie, hey, Eddie, hey, Eddie, you ain't used to go up there and not be able to say your speech, did you? You just
Man,
you didn't get deer in the headlights up there, did you?
no,
I know I
I
did
said my
I
speech.
did I
I
did
said
like
my
twice.
I said my dumbass speech didn't do anything for me as a person. Definitely didn't get me ready. Didn't. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I know we doing this for the Lord, and we celebrate. Hey, I'm all full of truth today. Them dumbass speeches didn't do anything get me ready for what I was about to endure in this life.
Didn't
Oh,
help you out at
praise.
all.
No, talking about
Man, all
Jesus,
praise.
wept. No, I wept because she didn't get me ready for these situations with these Edomites.
Hey, they didn't know no better, bro. But
No, they don't.
And
No, see, that's why I
and that
want to
and
say
see that
we always.
that's what I was getting to. Uh, when I, before Yeti came in, I was about to say, you know, and even though they did that, man, they didn't mean no harm. They thought that was the right thing to do because that's what they were taught.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But now that we know better, now that the Most High have opened up our eyes to the truth, it's our job to make a change. It's our job to correct all of those mistakes that they made.
I'm a,
That's right.
I'm gonna be a little lukewarm in my response, and forgive me when I say that. And one way, I do believe people know better. But another way, how many times you gonna cut ghost peppers and wipe your eye with that same hand, and then try to call it tradition? At some point you gotta take some account and look at things and say, you know what? I've been paying all this time into the storehouse, and the men's bathroom look worse than the bathrooms that are at the softball fields.
Mm.
But the women's bathroom got a brand new home and garden television. And, so please tell me, what am I putting my money in? At some point, you got to ask yourself that question, and we got to stop. And I'm not saying anything about y'all brothers when y'all say that. Sometimes we got to stop giving people excuses for being total dumbasses.
You're right, bro. Let's get back into these to this history that we got to bring out real quick.
Bring it out,
Let's do
Hebrew.
that. My bad
Um,
for my language, but sometimes it just.
oh, I understand, bro. Hey, trust me. Me and Steph have days like that all the time, bro. We be having,
Yeah.
hey, tell them Steph, we be having to fight through it too. But
Man, you better know it.
I'm going into the Zondervan dictionary. I'm gonna read the Zondervan dictionary definition of Easter. It says rendered Easter in Acts 12 and 4 in the KJV, but correctly translated Passover in the ASV, which would probably be the American standardized version, the day on which the church celebrates the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Easter is celebrated on the first Sunday after the full moon following the vernal equinox, the date of Easter varying between March 22nd and April 25th. So, what we see here is that there was some good intent behind the idea of Easter, but somewhere down the line, it became something it wasn't supposed to be. And it also it took the place of something that it never should have taken the place of. And so, these definitions have said that it was something that was celebrated or was looked at as a certain way. So, for the sake of argument, let's see where, let me see. All right, I already looked at that one.
Salakia, bro.
Go ahead.
Um, with these folly days, bro, and looking at the origins of these things, and
Mm-hmm.
and the information that they provide us, you know, when we read these things, we gotta always take into consideration who created these things and where
Mm-hmm.
they came from,
That's
who
right.
they came from and where they came from, because the
Chew up,
only
chew up the meat and
righteous,
spit out the bone.
yep, the only righteous days for celebration are the ones that the Most High created and gave us.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Those are the only ones. There's not anymore. So anything that's man-made that they invented and called it a holiday
Mm-hmm.
is wicked.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm just now we're gonna get into these origins a little bit deeper. Um,
Oh,
Easter originated from a complex blend of early Christian commemoration of the resurrection of Jesus and ancient pagan spring traditions. We already covered that. Let's go a little bit deeper. Uh, Jewish Passover. Easter is deeply rooted in the Jewish Passover. As the New Testament states, the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus occurred during this festival. Now they we're gonna go to the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. This council formally established that Easter should be celebrated on the first Sunday after the first full moon, following the vernal equinox to ensure it fell on the Sunday. Now we're gonna go into um mythical origins.
Hey,
hey,
hey, hey,
Uh,
right
Salakia.
there, right there.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Get it.
I'm probably gonna say the same thing you said. Now remember, who started the Council of Nicaea was Constantine.
that's
So
right.
Emperor Constantine, what he was trying to do is unify. So we gotta look at it. At that time, Rome was falling apart. So
Mm-hmm.
they went to the same religion, quote unquote, that they were ostracizing for years as the savior to keep the empire together. So with that being said, they were going to have to bring in other people from other religions. So what they said they brought in about for the Council of Nicaea about 200 bishops. Now they only specify they don't. There's no account of who was all Jew, based in our beliefs. There's no account of who was all there based for Christianity. There was nobody there. How many pagans were there? But they all seemed to get together to come together and do these things and say these things. But also the interesting part of it is they kept us out of it. Notice
Mm-hmm.
that we didn't have a say so in that.
That's
I
right,
digress.
bro. What you had, brother Steph?
What I was going to say, um, if you would notice the way that they worded that,
Mm-hmm.
they say that they merged Christianity and they merged this. How did they word it? Read that one more time, because I kind of lost my point.
Um, the council formally established that Easter should be celebrated on the first Sunday after the full moon following the vernal equinox to ensure it fell on a Sunday.
Stop
Easter
right there.
ori-
That
okay.
was my point. Now, if you see this, what are they timing this to fall with?
Mm-hmm.
What are
Uh
they trying to time it down to for this date to fall on?
on Sunday, right? That's what you're saying?
They trying to time it for it to fall on the Passover.
You know,
Okay, got you. Right.
That was the
I know.
purpose of them doing that. Why? Because they had done away with us, with allowing us to practice our high holy days
Mm-hmm. That's
and
absolutely
even
right.
even the Sabbath. So
Mm-hmm.
what they were doing was they was trying to give us something to take the place of the most high holy days, to cause us to fall into pagan worship with it being ordered by the government.
That's right, bro.
But go ahead.
All right. Now, as I did deeper digging into my research, brothers and sisters, I asked a question. That question was a question I'm going to ask you. Who celebrated Easter during the time of Christ? I want you to think about that. This is one question we're going to answer to ourselves. Who celebrated Easter during the time of Christ? I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it. 5 seconds. All right, here's your answer. Easter as a holiday, let me say this again. Easter as a holiday was not celebrated during the time of Christ, as it was established by the church hundreds of years later. Instead, Jesus and his followers celebrated the Jewish Passover. Early Christians later began celebrating the resurrection on Sundays, a practice that evolved into the annual Easter, which goes into what we were just saying about the Council of Nicaea. But if we actually went through the scriptures, and which we're going to do, but if we actually went through the scriptures, we would see that Easter is nowhere in the scriptures, like we asked our question earlier. It is nowhere in the scriptures until you get to Acts 12 and 4. What happened in Acts 12 and 4? By that time, Christ had already been crucified and resurrected. Easter did not become a term until around the time that Paul and the disciples were traveling among in their journeys, teaching the word of the Most High to people. And in that time, when you read Acts 12 and 4, that was around the time that they were still celebrating Passover. How can you prove this, brother KG? Well, let's go through some scriptures. Let's show and prove through the scriptures. Um, First off, let's start with we're going to start with Acts. I'm going to read Acts 7 and 37 through 38 because a lot of key words that I wanted us to pay attention to in the little brief passages that I was reading is that they kept saying the early church. But you have to, once again, this is another moment where you have to chew up the meat and spit out the bone, because they're not talking about the early church in which our forefathers knew. They're talking about the early church that took control over the quote unquote religion and turned it into what it is today. So who can yeah, you think you'd be able to read for me tonight, bro? If not, I think we could probably tag team it together. What about you, Steph? You
Hey,
able to read it? What you got, Yeti?
I was gonna say I'm a few minutes from heading home. I was picking up my little one. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna prop myself in front of that computer and start reading for you.
Okay.
But what I was gonna bring out an interesting point. If you really look at, can I bring this out real quick?
Yeah,
This
bring it
little
out. Then we'll
historical
get into the
support.
scripts.
So it will be actually. So if you remember at the time of John when he was exiled to the Isle of Patmos,
Mm-hmm.
Domitian was the emperor of that time, and he hated quote unquote Christians. He hated Jews. So
Mm-hmm.
you could not profess yourself to be a Jew, or they'll kill you. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
during this time, we were being thrown into the arenas to get eaten by lions and destroyed by the Roman games at that
Right.
time. And
Right.
that was John was exiled at 81 to 96 uh, AD. Now, that's why you see that setup of while they were starting to include Easter into these times, because at that time they couldn't do that. So it was the easy way for Satan to slip in his unholy day, which was just another way to honor Babylonian gods such as Isis and Ishtar and Tammuz.
Mm-hmm.
I could remember, and going back one more time, remember they were serving all these gods, but they had an altar to the unknown God, which is the Most High Yahweh for us. So
Mm-hmm.
remember that. But I just wanted to bring that out to support your point.
All praise. I appreciate that, bro. All right, brothers and sisters. Um,
What script you got, bro?
let's if you can, let's go to Acts 7, and I just want 37 and 8. We
You
gonna
said what now?
Acts chapter 7, and I just want 37 and 8. We gotta
All right.
set our foundation for the point we're trying to prove tonight.
You said Acts chapter 7 and verse 37 and 38.
Yes, sir.
All right. Acts chapter 7 and verse 37. And it reads, This is that Moses, which said unto the children of Israel, Man, that lightning just struck right beside me, man.
Lord
Oh
Jesus.
my God, man. Whew. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Uh, hold on 1 second, bro. Let me get pulled over, man. I'm finna stop. Hold on 1 second, bro.
All right, go ahead. I'll grab this one while you get situated.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right. Acts chapter 7 and verse 37. This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness when the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, it's like in the Mount Sinai and with our fathers, who received the lively oracles to give unto us. Okay. Well, we want to bring out the purpose of Acts 7 to 37 to 38. We want to focus on that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him. The original church. I heard it too, y'all. But this is the we want to focus on the in the church in the wilderness. The church in the wilderness had certain rules, had certain regulations, had certain guidelines, which were the statute, laws, and commandments that they had to abide by in the wilderness. So if Easter is what's celebrated in today, and that's what's politically correct according to Scripture, according to what we have been taught outside of the truth, quote unquote, then it should match up with what the church in the wilderness was being taught. Because we have to remember, Christ, Christ's coming was prophesied, never said anything about Easter. Christ being crucified and rising up was mentioned, but it never mentioned Easter. We don't know about Easter until Acts 12 and 4. And we're gonna walk this thing down real quick. Now let's go to we're gonna start all the way in the in the Old Testament. Salaki. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy 16. Deuteronomy chapter 16. And we're gonna start at verse 1. Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 1. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. All right, so here we have it. Deuteronomy, we have the Passover. And I'm building this up to something later on in the lesson, brothers and sisters. So I just need y'all to bear with me for a second. Thou shalt therefore verse 2, thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Lord thy God of the flock and the herd, in the place which the Lord shall choose to place his name there. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life. All the days of our life, we were supposed to remember the Passover. What happened? What was done? What was the purpose of it? From generation to generation, we were supposed to remember the Passover. Now, how many of our brothers and sisters outside of the truth even know how to celebrate the Passover nowadays? They don't, because they too busy knowing about Easter. They can tell you everything about Easter that they need to know, that you need to know, but they can't tell you anything about the Passover.
Well, Shlakia,
Come on with it.
they also, if we look at it, they don't
Mm,
believe the Passover is for them. They believe it's for another people.
mm. But even
That
that,
other,
even that Yedidiah is a contradiction, because when we get into the kingdom, we're not going to be celebrating Easter. You're going to be celebrating Passover.
well,
So it
we
is
know
something
that,
that you have to know about. Go
right?
ahead.
But it's real easy to forsake something that you don't claim ownership over.
Hmm.
For example, let's say they always say, well, the Bible is the other man's book. They don't say it's our book. So when you have possessive, like, yeah, the Most High is possessive over His you okay? Look at the scripture when it says, "You shall be, I will be your God, and you will be my people." That's a very possessive thing. But if we as a people are trying to say, well, that's not for us, we don't do that. I never did no Passover. That's for them other folks over there. Then guess what? You're not bound by your own word to actually even think about it, much
Mm-hmm.
less do it. So that's the other thing. We have to get people to understand that this book is our book. It's for us as a people to serve our God. But they don't see that. But they'll do Easter because it's their way of celebrating their family or celebrating something that they have going on. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one part of that possessive that we have to get our people to understand. I digress.
All praise. Shalom, brother Mikael.
Shalom. Shalom, brothers.
All right, shalom, shalom, brother. KG, I'm good now, bro. What you need
I
me
Okay.
to get?
uh, I can read for you, KG. That's why I came up here.
All right, let's for the sake of time, let's tag team it. Let's everybody tag team it. Y'all, I'll grab some and y'all grab some. Steph, get Exodus chapter 12, and I need let's go two through verses 2 through 9,
All right, I got you.
and
Exodus
then
chapter 12 and verse. I'm gonna read one with it.
okay.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls.
Mm-hmm.
Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the month of the day of this same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorpost of the houses wherein they shall eat. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Eat, eat now of it raw. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire his head and his legs, and with the pertinence
Mm-hmm.
thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
All praise. So what we see here, brothers and sisters, is a few guidelines that was supposed to be passed down from generation to generation on how to properly celebrate the Passover. Um, Today, these things are not properly done because it was stripped away from us due to our disobedience to the Most High, and it has been substituted with the pagan holiday Easter. But we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into it just to show that this is from the first 5 books of the Torah. We have not, and everything that is tied with the Passover has not mentioned anything about Easter, which we already know that because Easter does not come about until Acts 12 and 4. But I'm proving the point of why I'm bringing this out. Brother Mikael, if you don't mind, can you get Leviticus 23? And I just want 1 through 5. And Steph, after that, Steph, you get Numbers 9, and I just want 1 through 5 on it.
Hebrew. Let me get there. Bear with me. Just hold on. All right. Let me get there.
All right.
We got Leviticus 23, right?
Just 1 through 5.
Do you one better, Hebrew? Here we go. Leviticus
You got it, Brother
23.
Mikael?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yeah, I will put it on the screen. That's all. All right. Leviticus 23, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Mm-hmm.
These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month, at even, is the Lord's Passover.
All praises. All praises. You got that.
Yes, sir.
You
I'm
got
ready to
this.
roll. Let's get it.
All right, go ahead and
Numbers
fire it off.
chapter 9 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the first month of the second year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season.
Mm-hmm.
In the 14th day of his month, at even ye shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof shall ye keep it. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month, at even in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So did the children of Israel.
So the main focus, brothers and sisters, was Passover. And how it's done properly here. Yet again, we have not seen anything pertain to Easter, even though they have tried to tie these things together. Now we got to differentiate what's the difference between Easter and what's the difference between Passover. Does anybody understand Kiification? I hope I'm saying your name right. They asked, did the other nations celebrate a rebirth day? If you are asking if they celebrated the
Hold
resurrection, come on with it. What you got, Steph?
on. Let him define rebirth, because that's a
I want to say like the rebirth, like uh, you know how these nations have a rebirth day, like a how they serve their gods being reborn.
Mm.
I don't know nothing about no rebirth day. I'm sorry. Y'all stumped me on that one.
I think that's what they're trying to say, but we need her to clarify what she mean by rebirth day.
But
If you
I wanted to say this while we waiting on her to clarify that. Now we know that throughout the scriptures, the Most High He established precise laws, right,
That's right.
and prophetic patterns, and all of them pointed to the sacrifice of the Messiah, which
That's
is
right.
the which is what this lesson is ultimately about. One of the most overlooked prophecies, family, concerning Christ's death is the command that none of his bones would be broken.
That's
And I,
right.
I don't want to get ahead of my brother Listen, because I know he haven't brought this up yet. But but also none of the bones of the Passover lamb were to be broken either.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that I got a better understanding of your question, Kia, let me I'm gonna read a passage from this book called Vain Traditions. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you real quick. Give me 1 second. Hope everybody can see that. Vain Traditions. It's a good read. vain traditions. I'm gonna be coming out of page 45, and the topic is Easter stuff. And this is gonna, I hope, hopefully, this will answer your question, Sister Kia. It does not take a genius to realize that Easter is the English pronunciation of the goddess Ashtar or Ashtaroth, goddess of sex, love, and fertility, consort and sister of Baal, also known as Ishtar, the wife of Tammuz. Neither does it take any more gray cells to realize that this account for all the sexual symbolism pertaining to pertaining to this pagan celebration. An example: bunnies and eggs. All symbols of reproduction according to Babylonian myths. And this is for the fact that you said Babylon is celebrated by killing babies. But here's the point that we're trying to make. All symbols of reproduction according to Babylonian mythology, Ishtar descended from the heavens in a giant mystic egg. Easter in English equal Easter is pronounced Easter in English, and is in Anglo-Saxon is pronounced Istri. um, in Greek, it is pronounced Astarte. In Canaanite, it is mentioned Ashtaroth. And
Start
in
right
Babylon,
there.
hmm
That's what she was saying. Like, did the other nations have a rebirth? Like, what she mean? Like, this rebirthing, like, like they had the Easter egg and the bunny, fertility,
hmm
rebirth. That's what she talking about. Yes, other nations, the Babylonians had their version of it, then the
hmm
Persians, and then the Egyptians. All of them had their version of what you call rebirth day, but fertility, dealing
hmm
with rebirth. Right. That's what she
and
said. That's
and
what
the
you
point.
reading right there.
Okay, all praises. I'm glad I can answer your question. But to give you a deeper rundown, somebody give me First Samuel 7:1 and 3, and then somebody give me Jeremiah 7:14 through 19. And I'm gonna get now, Sister Kia, other nations did celebrate these things, but
First
what
Samuel
we
what?
First Samuel 7:1 and 3, and the other script was Jeremiah 7:14 through 19. But one key thing that I wanted you to hear in the midst of me reading about this was, um, in this ink, I'm gonna read it again for you. I mentioned to you all the different names of the same God. What we have to understand is that even though there was different names for the same deity in different societies, it was still basically towards one false god, and this false god was the sister of Baal. And in English, they would, like I said, it would be Easter. In Anglo-Saxon, it would be Istre. In Greek, it'd be Astarte. In Canaanite, it'd be Ashtaroth. In Babylonian, it would be Ishtar. But see, what people fail to realize is when they don't give a proper when they don't do their proper research on history, is the fact that it gets everything that's here today is not new. It's already been here. What's
Salakia,
happening is it's
Been
being
repackaged.
repackaged.
That's it.
Go
Salakia,
ahead, brother.
Hebrew.
Still. Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, now that I understand what you mean by now that I understand what you mean by rebirth, a lot of these other nations tie these festivals to to like you said, the fertility gods. Also, they tied it to agriculture
Mm-hmm.
as well as the fertility gods, and they tied it to the seasonal cycles as well. This rebirth that what she called them rebirth, it was
Mm-hmm.
tied to a lot of different things. Um, Also, these things existed long before Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
These things right here, when they spread it through the Roman Empire,
Mm-hmm.
it was already it was already well known before the Roman Empire was even established.
Right.
Um, the context of this stuff, it's most of the time when they discuss this, it's when they comparing it to the Passover,
Mm-hmm. And but
you
what
know,
we
and the
go ahead, still.
biblical feast,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like the spring festivals. Um, this is where they emphasize what she's calling the rebirth.
Yeah, that's where
Like
it was
like
actually
like the Babylon,
celebrating and stuff.
like in Babylon when they celebrated that Ishtar festival,
Mm-hmm.
it was in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like I said, it was tied to the season, it was tied to agriculture, and it was also tied when they was trying to tie it in with the holy days of the Most High God. So it's like a three-pronged attack against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
That's right. Cause like Brother Stephen said, Easter is something that was created. The idea of Easter was created after Christ had passed, but the actual deity that is being celebrated for Easter has been around since the Old Testament. Um,
Hey, so like, you remember that name that you said, that Tammuz?
yeah, Tammuz, yeah.
I remember doing a lesson, and I was studying about that once before, and they was talking about how he would be reborn every year.
Mm-hmm.
They believed that every year he would be reborn all over again. And what scripture was that you called out a while ago?
First Samuel 7, 1 and 3. First Samuel chapter 7, verses 1 through 3.
Okay, after you read that, let's go to Ezekiel and read in chapter 8 of Ezekiel. If Mike, you already got that script pulled up?
I think he might have the Jeremiah one. I'll grab it real quick though.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. I was on
All right.
mute.
Let me get this first Samuel real quick, and then we'll go straight to
I got your first Samuel. What chapter verse?
Yeah, I got
uh
it, Hebrew.
oh, you got it, okay.
Yeah, I'm already there.
All right.
Are you ready? You want me to
Yeah,
read
bring it
right
out.
now?
Bring it.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
bring it out.
The men of Kereth Jearim came and fetched up the ark of the Lord and brought it into the house of Abinadab in the hill and sanctified Eleazar his son to keep the ark of the Lord. And it came to pass while the ark abode in Kirjath that the time was long, for it was 20 years, and all the house of Israel lamented after the Lord. Verse 3. And Samuel spake unto all the house of Israel, saying, If ye do return unto the Lord with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods and Ashtaroth from among you, and prepare your hearts unto the Lord, and serve him wholly only,
Mm-hmm.
and he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines.
All right, here you have it. You see that word Ashtaroth. We just learned that Ashtaroth was the Canaanite description or name for the deity Ishtar, that the Babylonians would call Ishtar, or that in English language was called Easter. So the point that we're showing here is that this deity was causing problems even back during the times of the Torah or the Old Testament or the first five books of the Bible. This deity has been around. Like I said earlier, they just use different spring festivals and pagan traditions to repackage the same God. I'll show you this after Brother Stephen bring out his Ezekiel.
All
Go
praise.
ahead, man.
Yeah, let's go to Ezekiel and read Ezekiel chapter 8. And I want to start at verse 8 and go to around 14. Um, I'm already there. I'll read it.
All right.
It says, Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged in the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. So this is the Most High telling Ezekiel, I want you to go through this door, and I'm going to show you these wicked abominations that these people are committing in this place. Watch this. He say,
I'll read it for
so
you,
I
Hebrew.
went,
I said I got you.
oh, I can't hear, I didn't hear you, Hebrew.
Yeah, I said I got you. I was already there, but you started reading. You all right? Verse
Well,
Okay.
9.
mm,
Verse
I'm at verse
9.
10.
And he
Start at
said,
verse
verse 10.
10.
"Oh, verse 10. Okay. Here we go. So I went in. I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beast, and all idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancient house of Israel, and in the midst of them stood Jazaniah, Jazaniah, the
Mm-hmm.
son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in his chambers of his every man in the chambers of his is imaginary, for they say, the Lord seeth us not, and the Lord hath forsaken the earth. He
Stop right
said,
there. Stop right
all
there.
right,
Stop right there. So you see, these are the high ranking officials from the house of Israel that's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
They in the dark doing these abominations. And they think the most high don't see it, bro.
mhm.
They think he don't see what they doing behind closed doors. Keep
Mm-hmm.
reading, Hebrew.
Verse 13. And he said also unto me, Turn thee yet again and see, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Then he
Stop.
brought me.
The most high say, you think that was something? You ain't seen nothing yet. Let me show you this. Go ahead, bro, Mikael.
Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz.
You weeping for who?
Tammuz.
Read that 15.
You ain't gonna ask me weeping for who? Again? Please do.
Weeping for who, bro, Mikael?
Luther Vandross. All right, verse 15, family.
Brady Jackson.
Man, don't do
All right,
Luther like that, man. Go ahead, man.
verse 15. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these.
You can stop right there for time's sake.
All
But
right.
I just wanted to show that false idol god that brother KG had brought out earlier, our ancestors was worshiping that god
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
in these hidden places, Hebrew. And I just wanted to bag you up with that. All praise to the Most High. Go ahead, bro.
All right, brother Mikael. Let's go to Jeremiah 7, and we just need 14 through 19. Because right now, brothers and sisters, what we are showing, all we're showing right now is that this is the same deity that has been around since the Old Testament. And the names just changed, but it's the same deity.
All right.
Jeremiah
Jeremiah 7 and
7,
what, Hebrew?
14 through 19.
Here we go. Therefore will I do unto this house, which is called by my name, wherein ye trust, and to the place which I gave to you and to your fathers, as I have done in Shiloh. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. Uh-oh. Therefore, pray not for these people, neither lift up a cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me. I will not hear thee. Seest thou not that they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem?
Mm-hmm.
The children gather wood, the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto their to other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me
Praise.
to anger, saith the Lord? They, yeah. Oh, you want me to stop, Hebrew?
Yeah. That was good right there. But the
All right.
key word that we wanted right there is the Queen of Heaven. Remember in the remember in the other book that we was just reading, Vain Traditions, is Ishtar or Astaroth or Asarte, whatever name you want to use for her, she was described as falling from the sky in a sacred egg, queen of the heaven.
Hey, I got something for that.
All right, let
Uh
me get
oh.
this. Let me
Go
get
ahead.
this one right here. Go to Acts 19 and 35. Acts 19 and 35, and I just need this one verse. Because we read this a lot of times, brothers and sisters, and we don't even realize that this is the same person. This is the same deity from the Old Testament. And then this is what you also have to keep in mind. Our oppressors in each captivity knew what it took. Majority of them understood that if they kept us in bondage and in idolatry, that it would prevent us from having a connection with the Most High. So when you see something works, what do you normally do? You keep doing it until it doesn't work anymore. Go ahead, bring out that 19 and 35.
And when the town clerk had appeased the people, he said, "Ye men of Ephesus, I'm sorry, Ephesians, what man is there that knoweth not how the city of the Ephesians is a worshipper of the great goddess Diana, and of the image which fell down from Jupiter?"
Now we have to go back to our book once again because in the book it tells us that Ishtar or uh, Asheroth is depicted as a goddess falling from the heavens in a giant egg. And in 19 and 35 it says, which fell down from Jupiter. You see how all these deities have a different name, but they have similarities each time. All of them have to deal with some type of fertility. All of them have to have some kind of epic entrance or some sort. All of them have the same things that they are good for as far as being a deity, just a different name each time they were mentioned in a different society. Now that we have shown this, we have to now go back and show that Passover was more important than Easter, which we have shown in this, which we have shown through a couple of the scripts that we brought out earlier. But now let's get first Esdras. Let's get first Esdras. I want verse one first. I want verse one first.
You want
But what
first
was
Esdras?
I think first Esdras chapter 1 and verse 1. I think that's what I got wrote down. I hope I wrote it down right. I'm bad about doing this sometimes.
All right, they
Let
got me
me
loaded,
see.
KG. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this for you right quick. They got me loaded.
All right.
Oh, I got it. All right, it says first Esdras 1 and 1, and Joe, is that Josiah's or Josiah?
Uh, yeah, Josiah's. Yep, that's it.
All right, and Josiah held the feast of the Passover in Jerusalem unto his Lord, and offered the Passover the 14th day of the first month.
So here we are. We're in the Apocrypha now, and we see that Passover is still a thing. The actual Passover is still a thing. And I appreciate you, brother Mikael, for
Yeah, I'm
helping out with
sorry,
that.
Hebrew. I'm
Oh
sorry,
no,
Hebrew.
no, you fine.
Yeah,
You fine,
let me
bro.
get. I'm gonna try to get right back up here. Let me go straighten this out.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. We got it. I
All right,
appreciate you.
all right.
Now that we read first Ezra's 1 and 1. Let's jump down to verse 10. And verse 10 reads, and when these things were done, the priests and Levites, having the unleavened bread, stood in very comely order according to the kindreds, and according to the several dignities of the fathers before the people, to offer to the Lord, as it is written in the book of Moses, and thus did they in the morning. And they roasted the Passover with fire as appertaineth, which means they were doing it according to what their forefathers had taught them. As for the sacrifices, they sod them in brass pots and pans with good savor. All right, I'm gonna jump down to verse 20. And it First Ezra 1:20 reads, and such a Passover was not kept in Israel since the time of the prophet Samuel. So there had been no other Passover this big since the time of the prophet Samuel. So with that being said, this shows what? This shows that Passover was a major thing from the Old Testament up into the Apocrypha. Now that we didn't cover that, let's go to Matthew chapter 26, and we're going to start at verse 1.
Hey, Shalakia.
Come on with it,
Hello?
bro.
Said Matthew 26.
I just wanted one thing that caught my attention. I just wanted to bring it out. I did a
Mm-hmm.
small little search. Reason for the women weeping for Tammuz, and it's interesting that you said the thing is about fertility. But the weeping was part of a ritual mourning for Tammuz, believed to be dead, and in the Wonderworld, which was thought to affect fertility and agricultural cycles. This act was seen as a significant abomination by God, indicating the people's unfaithfulness and turning away from true worship. The women's action reflected the broader cultural practices of the time where fertility rites were common in surrounding pagan religions, showing how those beliefs have permeated Israelite society.
Mm-hmm.
And the weeping for Tammuz shows as a symbol of spiritual decline and a rejection of God's commandments among the people of Jerusalem during Ezekiel's time. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was interesting why they crying over a piece of stone.
Yep,
Right.
that's a good point, Hebrew.
All praises for that. All right, well, Steph, you got that Matthew 26.
Yeah, what verse you say?
I wanted 1 through 19, but we might skip through it here and there. No, you
All
can
right.
read it. Read one through 19.
All right, Matthew chapter 26 and verse 1. And it came to pass, when Yeshua had finished all these things, he said unto his disciples, ye know that after 2 days in the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified, then
Mm-hmm. This is
assembled
this is
to
prophecy. Go ahead.
then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was Caiaphas, and consulted that they might take Yeshua by subtlety
Mm-hmm.
and kill him. But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people.
Stop right there. So we know that this is the Pharisees and the Sadducees talking. Um, Through our lessons in the past month, we learned that Pharisees and Sadducees had their own authority according to religion. You had the actual state laws that was governed by Rome, and then you had religious laws that were upheld by the religious elders in those particular areas. So depending on where you were, these religious laws would change depending on the religion, because we have to remember that at this particular time the Roman Empire had a policy where you could freely worship what you wanted to worship. You just had to pay taxes and consent to the consensus when they did it, and so on and so and other things, as far as like their authority that they had over each part of the land. But with that being said, this is why they said what they said about the feast. They were talking about the Passover because this is what was coming up. In verse 2, it says, ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover. This is what Christ said. And the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. So this is Christ saying that this is supposed to happen. And then later on in that same text in verse 5, they we see that the elders of Salakia, the elders of the people, which would be the scribes, the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people, they were plotting to kill Christ, but they couldn't move on it because they didn't want to do it on the feast day. It was unrighteous to do certain things on the feast day, and murder was one of those things. All right, brother Steph. We on verse 6.
Yeah, we stopped at verse 6. Matthew chapter 26 and verse 6. Now, when Jesus was in Bethany In the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. Hey, I just want to say that alabaster box right there
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of significance to it. Because if you do the study on that alabaster box came on the scene when Christ was born.
Mm.
But that's a whole lesson by itself. But okay, it says, but when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. Hey, that's Judas talking,
Mm-hmm.
by the way. When Yeshua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she had wrought a good work upon me.
Mm.
For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that the woman had done be told for a memorial unto her.
All right, brother Steph, jump to verse 17 and read down to 19.
All right, verse 17. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, the master said, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Yeshua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover.
So here we are, brothers and sisters. We have finally got into the New Testament. We see Christ talking about the Passover and the Passover only. He doesn't mention anything about Easter, or Easter bunny, Easter eggs, or anything of that nature. Now that
Or
we have
Luther
come,
Vandross.
or Luther Vandross. That's right, brother Steph. Praises, man. But, bro, and I know y'all saying, well, brother KG, what are you getting at? Um, and earlier in this lesson, we showed you that lines are being blurred, lines are being colored together, lines are made, they are being forced to tie together. In the midst of that force, you have different you have two or more different pagan traditions being tied into something that was supposed to be meant for good. And now we have what we have today. Earlier in the lesson, we read you different sources that says that Easter came from the earlier churches hundreds of years after Christ had been crucified. Now, it probably started out as a good idea, but we have to remember that these things, we were not in control. So it was not our people making this decision. It was other people that still had us in captivity trying to make these decisions for the sake of keeping control, which would be Constantine that I'm speaking about preferably, because we know that to stop a riot within Rome, this is some of the things that he did. He connected everything together and made everybody worship on Sunday. And he pretended to be a Christian while still worshiping the sun god. And as we go on, I'm gonna break this down even more just to show that what we're going into now is the understanding that the Passover, Christ's Christ's crucifixion and resurrection has more to do with the Passover than it does a pagan tradition called Easter. Now we're gonna go to Luke chapter
AKG,
22. Come on.
AKG.
Come
It
on
has
with it.
everything to do with the Passover and nothing
That's right, bro. That's right, bro.
to do
You're
with Easter.
absolutely you're absolutely right, bro. Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I thank you for the correction, sir. You're absolutely right.
Hey, real quick, to
Mm-hmm.
bring out a point that you said, I want everybody to understand some of what you just said chronologically. Remember, we had in 70 AD, we had to head for the hills. So who
That's right.
was there to defend the faith from these Hashitarians? So
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have anybody to defend the faith, so therefore they can do whatever they want to do. Same as today. But the difference is we have people that are defending the faith, and that's why people walk around confused, because now you're injecting truth in the midst of these lies, and that's why they have to continue on to with the lies, because that's why they say, well, we're just doing it for the kids. No, not, you can't change. You're doing just like your God. When things get uncomfortable, when truth comes to the fruition and to the place, now you want to change it up. No, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have to stand on the business that you created. And so I just wanted to bring that out, that in 70 AD, where were the saints? We were scattered.
That's right. That's right. So we were not in control of what happened pertaining to situations like this, and that's a good point that you brought out, brother Yedidiah. Um, Steph, we're gonna go to Luke 22, and I just want you to read, for the sake of time, I want you to read 7. Start at 22, and let's start at verse 7. What we're doing is we're getting we got out we started with Matthew in the New Testament. Man, we know that Matthew was a disciple, so that's one verifiable witness that was with Christ. Now let's go to Luke to get our second witness, because the scriptures we have to bear witness to what we are basically bringing out to prove our point. The scriptures show us what it is that we need to see. You got that? You got that? Luke and 22 Steph. Okay, he had to hop out. I grab it. Luke 22 and
Hey, I
verse
can get it
7.
for you. Hold on. Let me get my
All
blue
right.
letter real quick. Hold on. We must be hitting
Wait.
somebody at the kneecaps, because they sure are messing with the connections.
Yeah, they've been on us. They've been on us
No,
the
no, no,
past couple of weeks.
no. That was my son. You know, he out there in Iowa. I have to take that call.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha,
I don't
gotcha,
never know what he had going on. I have to make sure he's good.
gotcha.
You said Luke what?
Luke 22 started verse 7.
What's the next one
Okay.
after that, KG?
After that, go to Acts 20, and we're gonna read 1 through 7.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Luke chapter 22, verse 7. Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent Peter and John, saying, go and prepare us the Passover, that we may eat.
Mm-hmm.
And they said unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare? And he said unto them, behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall a man meet you, bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house wherein he entereth in, and ye shall go to unto the good man of the house. The master said unto thee, where there is guest chamber, where shall I eat the Passover with my disciples? And he said, and he shall shew you a large upper room furnished. There make ready. And they went and found as he said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. Keep going.
Hey, let me
Yeah,
point
read.
let me point something out. Let me
Come on
point
with it.
something out. Um, and I just want to tie this into the way that we have to operate in the word of the Most High God even today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeshua gave his disciples specific instructions
That's right.
on what to do, right? He
Mm-hmm.
told him, he said, it's going to be a man, going to have a pitcher of water in his hand. You tell him what I said. When he invites you in, ask him where you going to prepare the Passover meal, and he going to show you, he going to take you to this room in this house. And when he show it to you, I want y'all to make preparation. Why are they making preparation, brother KG? Because we read it in the book of Leviticus.
Mm-hmm.
We
That's
read
right.
it. We read what is required to make the preparations for the Passover meal. You got to cook the lamb with what? With a fire.
That's right.
It got to be a lamb that has blemishes
Mm-hmm.
for the first year. See, all of these things, Christ telling his disciples, hey, mute up for me, Yeti.
Say that again.
Mute up for me.
Okay, I do apologize.
Christ telling his disciples, go and prepare this, get this ready. So, bro, it's the same way today, KG. Like, these instructions was left for us.
Mm-hmm.
These laws, statutes, and commandments to put our faith in Yeshua HaMashiach, to walk upright, love your brother as you love yourself. Don't don't be lusting in your heart over women. Don't hate your brother in your heart. Don't lie. Don't steal. Don't cheat. Don't kill. All of these things are preparations for the return of the Messiah. See, these preparations were being made for the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
These preparations were being made so that he could eat the Passover meal because he was getting ready to lose his life for the sins of the house of Israel. But we got to make preparations for his return.
That's right. And just to add on to what you're saying, brother Stephen, brothers and sisters, we have to keep in mind everything that we have, all the knowledge we have obtained on these back to the basics Tuesday lessons. What do we know about the New Testament? We know that the New Testament literature that we read today did not exist in the time in which they were going through what they went through. It was written years later after the fact of everything happening. So what
Mm-hmm.
did they have to go off of during their time? They only had they only had the Old Testament.
And the
So with
Apocrypha.
that being said, and the Apocrypha, thank you. And with that being said, that is why they took the procedures that they did in this particular time. What have we learned in this lesson? Easter is not mentioned anywhere in the Old Testament the pertaining to the Passover and the preparations of the Passover. But what we do know about the Old Testament is there is prophecies of Christ coming in the time of the New Testament, and we know that there is prophecies of him being crucified and resurrected before it happened. Even those are mentioned before Easter is mentioned in the New Testament. Why are you bringing this out, brother KG? I'm bringing this out because for my brothers and sisters that are still lost in traditions, vain traditions made by men, man-made traditions, we call ourselves children of God. We call ourselves Bible scholars, whatever it is you want your title to be. But here we are. We have all this knowledge in these scriptures showing that the Passover was a more prevalent event because of how many times we have a pattern here. We have another pattern here. Passover, 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 Passover. By the time you get to Acts 12 and 4, you only hear about Easter one time. That's intentional. That's intentional. So with that being said, we have to pay attention to the pattern. And for us to thank God, thank the Most High that we're in the truth now, but for our brothers and sisters that's not in the truth, how can you celebrate something that is not mentioned as many times as the Passover is in the scriptures? These are questions that you have to ask yourself. How come the person that's teaching me at these churches never has taught me these rules and regulations about something that Christ himself celebrated?
Hey, Shalakia,
Come
real
on with it,
quick.
yes.
So here's the thing: they have an answer for that. The laws are done away with. Get out of the Old Testament. We in the New Covenant. That's the answer for the kind of stuff, so they don't have to engage in that stuff. And the truth of the matter of the scriptures is like they are going to vilify and to what's the word I'm looking for? It's like to make something of not in order to specify and to say, hey, we're going to continue on this tradition. It's almost like
Well,
you
go
get what
ahead.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes, sir. I got a rebuttal. I got a rebuttal to them people that would say something like that. Well, you
Mhm.
should stop celebrate. You should stop celebrating Easter then, because Easter is supposed to be based off of Passover. If that's the case,
Right, but they're gonna go ahead and so it all matters what's the intention of the heart, because they're gonna
right?
make any excuse in order to still put on that Easter Sunday dress and or suit and have Easter Sunday dinner and stuff with their family. They're gonna
Hmm.
run after that. They're gonna create anything they can.
And put that Vaseline on that little kid face and that baby oil.
Okay, hey, we listen. Hey, we living in a time of post Diddy. You gotta be careful about the Vaseline.
Oh
Oh
man.
man. Hey, cause that's what we used to use, boy. We used to use Vaseline for everything. And you
Okay.
didn't have no dry skin. I bet you that.
No, that's right. All right, let's get now that we have proved that point, let's
That
walk it
Acts
down
20.
even further. Yeah, let's get that Acts 20, and we getting ready to close, brothers and sisters. Just bear with me, because now I've been going somewhere. Now I'm finna get to that climax of the we finna land the plane, brothers and sisters. Let's land the plane, brothers and sisters. Help me steer it. All right, go ahead, brother Steph.
All right. Acts chapter 20 and verse 1. And after the uproar was ceased, Paul called unto him the disciples and embraced them and departed for to go to end to Macedonia. And when he had gone over those parts and had given them much exhortation, he came into Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Came into Greece. And there abode 3 months. And when the Jews laid wait for him, as he was about to sail into Syria, he purposed to return through Macedonia. And there accompanied him into Asia Sapater of Berea, and of the Thessalonians Aristarchus, and
Mm-hmm.
Secundus, and Gaius of Derbe, and Timotheus, and of Asia Tychicus and Trophimus. These going before tarried for us at Tros, and we sailed away from Philippi after the days of unleavened bread, and came unto them to Troas in 5 days, where we abode 7 days. You said you wanted me to stop at 6, right?
Salaki, read the 7, bro. Read the 7.
Okay, okay. And upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached unto them, ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech unto midnight.
All
Hey,
right,
hey,
so
hey, hey, boy, that
mm-hmm.
next part right there that it's finna go into about that
Mm-hmm.
about him preaching until the sun came up,
Mm-hmm.
and them candles and that smoke, that little boy passed out and fell out that window and broke his neck and died. Paul brought him back to life and kept on preaching, boy. Hey, boy, that'll boy. Hey,
Yes,
let me be
sir.
quiet, boy, cause I get stirred up on that. Let me be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But here, what I'm showing here, brothers and sisters, that even though they're traveling, they're going around teaching, they are still, they're still coming together and doing things that were done in the Old Testament from their forefathers. In verse 7, it said, upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread. That segment right there is something that was done by the forefathers at the beginning of each week. Just another point to prove that even though we're in the New Testament, they only had the Old Testament to go by at that particular time. So that is why a lot of the things such as Passover is mentioned so much. Now that we have covered that, let's go to First Corinthians 5:1 through 8. First Corinthians chapter 5, verses 1 through 8. As a matter of fact, brother Steph, I'm
Hold on 1 second.
okay.
All right, First Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 1. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as it is not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife. And ye are puffed up, and have not rather mourned, that he that had done this deed might be taken away from among you. For I verily, as absent in the body, but present in spirit, have judged already, as though I were present, concerning him that had so done this deed. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, when you are gathered together, and my spirit, with the power of our Lord Jesus Christ, to deliver such an one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit might be saved in the day of the Lord Jesus Christ. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Purge
Mm-hmm.
out therefore the old leaven,
Mm-hmm.
that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ our Passover is sacrificed for us. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
Now that verse 7 says, "For even Christ, our Passover." He
Lamb,
was he he was talking to, that's right, brother Steph. He was talking to the Corinthians in the church. He was telling them, "Hey man, y'all been doing a whole bunch of stuff that y'all ain't supposed to do. We supposed to get right. We got to get right. We got to purge out this stuff that ain't supposed to be in here and focus on the stuff that is supposed to be in here.
got to
For
get
even
ready.
Christ, that's right. For even Christ, our Passover." Did it say our Easter? No. Did it say our Ashtaroth? No. Did it say our Ishtar? No. Did it say something about an Easter egg? No. Did it say anything about a bunny? No. It said our Passover. Paul called him our Passover. What is that stating? We all know what is one thing that we all in common call Christ. We call him the sacrificial lamb. Why do we call him the sacrificial lamb? Because he died on the cross for our sins so that we may have a chance at repentance. We can agree on that, right? So, with
Yeah.
that being said, he's called the sacrificial lamb for a reason. He's called our Passover, not Easter, for a reason. Now, now that we have solidified that, let's show why he was considered the Passover. Now, we mentioned earlier that it's prophecies before we got to the New Testament that describes Christ coming into the New Testament and describes his death in the New Testament and how he would raise up from the dead in the New Testament. But there are some things that, and I praise the mighty Yah for this, because he brought this to my attention in the midst of my studies. Like I said, we call Christ the sacrificial lamb. We learn a little bit of the bits and pieces of what it takes to properly do the Passover when it comes time to do it. So let's jump to John 1:29. I'm finna point something out to y'all that the Most High pointed out to me. And some of us may know this, and if you do, our praises for that. But this is something that the Most High brought to my attention in the midst of my studies. I just want John chapter 1 verse 29.
John chapter 1 and verse 29. The next
Mm-hmm.
day John seeth Yeshua coming unto him and said, Behold the Lamb of Yah, which taketh away the sins of the world.
So that proves, right? What does that prove? That proves the part where what I just said about him being the sacrificial lamb. That proves what? What does that correlate with? What is the main thing that is used during Passover? A lamb. So here goes a symbolism of how we know that Christ had everything to do with the Passover and nothing to do with Easter. Brother Steph, jump. Let's go to John 19. Let's go to John 19, read verse 14, then jump to verse 33 and read through 36.
All right, John chapter 19 and verse 14. And it was the preparation of the Passover, and about the sixth hour. And he said unto the Jews, behold your king. Verse 33.
Mhm.
But when they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs.
Now remember that
But one
part
of
right
the
there,
show,
brother, sister. Salaki. Remember that part right there, brothers and sisters. The part where they say they realized he was dead and they didn't break his legs. Go ahead, brother Steph.
all right. But when they came to Yeshua and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water. And he that saw it bare record, and his record is true. And he knoweth that he said true, that ye might believe. For these things were done that the scriptures should be fulfilled. A bone of him shall not be broken. And again, another scripture said, they shall look on him whom they pierced.
All this is prophecy before it happened. But the key things that we want to say, we want to keep in mind here is we want to go back to 33. But when they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they break not his legs. All right. Let's go back to Exodus, where we went to in the beginning of the lesson. Let's go back to Exodus 12, and we're just going to read 7 through 9. Exodus 12, 7 through 9.
All right, hold on one second.
Hey, Shalaki, real quick, KG, and it's a quick hit.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what we talked about, that possession word?
Mm-hmm.
It said our Passover. So they
Mm-hmm.
understood this was for them. And that I just wanted to bring that quickly out to show the mindset of the people. I digress.
All right, praise. Hey, brother Yeti, you still in front of your computer?
Yeah, I'm in front.
Um, I want you to look up the definition of pertinence. It's
Okay.
in if you need to know how to spell it, it's in Exodus 12 and verse 9 at the end of the verse. The definition of pertinence. And you can bring it out whenever you're ready, still.
All right. All right. Exodus chapter 12 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb
Mm-hmm.
for an house. And if
Mm-hmm.
the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Mm.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two sides posts and on the upper doorpost of the houses wherein they shall eat. And they shall eat the flesh in the night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs shall they eat. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof.
Praise. So what we wanted out of here, brothers and sisters, is verse 9. It says, "Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water." That means don't boil it, don't put it in any type of water, but roast with fire his head with his legs and with the pertinence thereof. Now, keep in mind, we see here in verse 9, it says the same thing about the legs. And in John 19 and 33, it says something about them not breaking his legs. And when they crucified people, they normally broke their legs before they took them down. But they didn't do it to Christ because they seen he was already dead. Brother Yeti, do you have a definition of pertinence for me?
Yeah, I was looking at Blue Letter, but it doesn't have it. But the definition of pertinence is the character of being pertinent or to the point, strict relevancy, subtleness, relevant or apostolic utterance. Another one is having a clear, unambiguous relevance to what is being discussed or addressed.
How did you spell it?
Pertinent.
Okay, do Purteenance.
Just like in Exodus.
Yeah, yeah, just like in Exodus.
All right, give me just a second. I do apologize for
Hey, why?
my.
Hey, why he pulling that Hebrew?
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring out a precept for you. Right here in Exodus 12 and 46.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read 44 through 46.
Bring it up.
It said, "But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and an hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof."
That's right, bro. And that's gonna actually feed into the point that I want to bring out.
I'm
Soon
ready
as
when you.
bring it out, Yeti.
It means entrails, internal organs or entrails of an animal. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's basically it.
Does it
As
say anything about the body being completely intact?
um,
Let me pull it up real quick.
no, it
Let me pull
doesn't.
it up.
But
Let me pull
that
it up
I
real quick.
think that go. Is that Stephen talking?
Yeah, yeah. He
It
said
was.
he was finna see if he could find it. But
Okay.
basically, brothers and sisters, pertinence. The definition of pertinence is supposed to mean they might be changing up. You know, Hashatan do that sometimes. But the definition
Hmm.
of pertinence is basically to mean to keep something intact. Don't sever
What
it.
verse was
So,
that? What verse was that in?
That was yeah. Go ahead.
Which
Exodus
one?
12 and verse 9. Verse 9.
Okay. Let me look. Let me look it up. Hold on.
All right. But yeah, pertinence in the scriptures in this particular scripture in verse 9, it means to keep the body intact. So when they were preparing for Passover and it was telling them how to not eat the sheep raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs and with the pertinence thereof. They was telling them to not cut the head off and not cut the legs off. Cook the body whole, keep the body whole. That is basically what pertinence means, to have everything intact. So here we see that this was a part of the Passover tradition. Then when we get into the New Testament, we have shown you that this has to pertain to the sacrificial lamb. This has to pertain to Christ being the Lamb of God. Then we get into John 19 and 33, and we seen that they didn't break his legs. The point that I'm trying to make here, brothers and sisters, is that this is all symbolic of the Passover. And if you wanted to go deeper into it, when they gave him the hyssop or vinegar, which would be considered bitter, this would also go into the bitter herbs aspect of it as well. A lot of the things that was going on during the crucifixion they had to pertain, they had Passover symbolism, they had Passover symbolism to it. They this was Sister Kia, this was after the roasting aspect of it. Now when they got done roasting it, yes, they did cut it, they did share it amongst each other, they did eat pieces of it, and they had to eat all of it. But this was only after they had the roasting process. During the roasting process, they could not cut or sever it. It had to be cooked whole, to answer your question.
Um, right there in that verse 9, where it says, "Eat not of it raw, nor sodden all of it at all with water,
Mm,
but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof, and ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning." Now, when you look at that pertinence where it say roasted with the pertinence,
mm,
that's going to be the precept or the definition I meant to say that Brother Yeti was bringing out. Because in the blue letter, it says inward parts, inner parts, physical sense, a seat of thoughts and emotions, a faculty of thoughts and emotions in the midst from among of a number of internal entrails of sacrificial animals. And that's the definition that you would want to find out of that pertinence in that particular scripture in verse 9. That's going to be the correct definition. It's going to be 1C in the blue letter in the lineal. Entrails of sacrificial animals. So it got to be cooked with the innards in it, like what Brother KG said.
yeah,
Leave the
it has
guts
it,
in it.
yeah, it has to be intact, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But this is so the legs were not broken. Nothing was broken off until it was fully cooked. Once it was fully cooked, then they broke off of it and ate amongst each other. But the point that we are driving here is that they didn't break in John 19 and 33, they didn't break Christ's legs. And this is just another symbolism showing that his crucifixion and resurrection has more to do with the Passover than anything Easter could ever fathom. And the scriptures show us this because of the symbolism within the scriptures showing this. And I think that's what I wanted to bring out for tonight, brothers and sisters. I know Hashatan were working against us tonight, but we still got it. We still brought it out like we said we was gonna do. Brother Stephen, do you have anything that you wanted to bring out before we close?
No, no, that's it, Hebrew man. All praise to the Most High. Um, you did a great job with the lesson, Hebrew. Um, very informative lesson. I just thank the Most High for allowing us to get this lesson out tonight, man. And another thing, man, that I just want everybody to understand, we doing these lessons, it it doesn't cross our mind that the lesson is not gonna get done. Like, yeah, we all work. And is it always convenient? No, it's not. But are we gonna complain about it? No, we are not. We're gonna make the best out of what the Most High present us with each and every single solitary time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just thank the Most High for that persistence, um, and that zeal that He has put up on each and every one of us brothers, man, to persevere through whatever Hashatan might try to throw at us. But man, all praises to the lesson family. Thank everybody for tuning in. Hallelujah.
Our praise, and as I close, brothers and sisters, if we do our proper history. We do our proper research on history. We learn the different things that, like we brought out tonight. We can't keep allowing ourselves to be subjugated to what's the norm, because the norm is not what is truthfully meant for us. Every time we went with the norms that was around us from the Old Testament up until this point now, it has us not where we supposed to be according to the relationship that we're supposed to have with the Most High. So, brothers and sisters, I hope everybody was able to glean something from this lesson. And I just pray that we continue to grow. We continue to do what pray for us, brothers and sisters, so that we can continue to stay consistent like the Most High want us to. With our praises, I appreciate y'all, and let me see. Let's get these shout outs, I guess.
Any announcements?
Uh, let
Oh
me
yeah,
see.
yeah, I got some. Um, Brother Eliyahu and Brother Getty will be teaching on this Shabbat. Um, I know those brothers gonna bring the unadulterated word of the Most High God out. Looking forward to that. Friday night at 7 p.m. Put your weight on it. Friday will be on deck. Um, we got the feast day coming up, family. So everybody just be aware of that. Um, anything else I'm forgetting, Hebrew?
Passover and Feast of Unleavened will be April 1st through April 9th.
All praises,
Passover and
all
Feast
praises.
of Unleavened from twilight to sundown. Um, make your brothers and sisters. I hope you are able to make plans accordingly, and we actually have to get together and see what we're gonna do as well, brother Stephen. I know some of our brothers and sisters wanted to know what we were gonna do. Once again, Sister Kia, come back. We appreciate you for attending tonight. Bring somebody with you next time. Definitely appreciate you. I can't, brothers and sisters. They don't never let me see. They don't never let me see all the chat, but I know it was a lot of people in here tonight, and I just want to say shalom to y'all, shalom to everybody that was in the chat, shalom to all those that was in the bushes watching and lurking. Shalom to you as well. Bring somebody
I
with you
know,
next time.
I know we had Sister Arlene Foster in the building. Shalom, sis.
Shalom, shalom,
Sister
sis.
Jim in the building. Sister Kaya in the building. Shalom, sis. Like the brother said, like Brother KG said, hey, come back. Sister Yasharala, y'all Israel in the building.
Uh,
Um,
Eliyahu gonna get you for that.
I be scared to try to pronounce it. Hey,
Hey,
I already be scared.
you saw how he tried to stutter his way through it too.
Sister Cindy was in the building. Hey, my sister know I love her, sis. She know I love her. Hey, I'm old country man. Uh, Sister Cindy was in the building. MC to the X Project was in the building. Um, let me see
Shalom,
who else we got. Mother Mary was in the building. Shalom, mama. Mother
shalom, shalom.
Mary. Um, who else we have? Wait a minute. Yisriala. Okay, I ain't doing that to myself. Hold on for a minute. Uh, Sister Arlene Foster, I think I said. Brother Cortez, in the building. Shalom, brew. Warrior was in the building. Shalom, Hebrew. Hey, like I said, Hebrew, I saw you try to call me. I was getting ready to listen when you tried to call me, Hebrew. I hit you back. I apologize about that. And that's all I can see right there. That's all I see.
Yeah, same for
Sister
me.
Jim laughing at me. Sister Arlene laughing at me. Sister Kaya laughing at me. That's all right, y'all. I can't help it. I'm sorry. My sister know. My sister understand. She understand. But with that being said, Hebrew, that's all I got, man. If y'all ain't got nothing, Hebrew,
Well,
we're gonna
you
get
know
up
I
out
got
of
it.
here.
You know I got to hit the slogan before you hit the end button, and this
I'm
has
finna
been
beat you.
another
I'm finna beat you.
exciting. It's another exciting episode of Back to the Basics Tuesdays. All right, you can hit it now. Hit it, brother. Hit it.
That's what I get for trying to beat you. Look at that. I hit the wrong button.
Yeah. Oh, Israel. The call never died. From the south, the lost sheep rise. From Mississippi soil where the history haven't changed in the land, but the promise still steady. Names got taken, truth got buried, but the word still breathing, never went missing. Lost sheep scattered, still hear the tone. Shepherd calling, saying bring them home. Not a rumor, not a myth. Ancient bloodline covered in stitch, no crown on head, no throne in sight. But kings still walk when they live upright. Priests in order, hearts in check. Walking the path of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek. Hey, stand righteous, stand correct. No beginning, no end. We said, walk in truth, no disrespect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Lost she found, hearts reset.
From Tupelo we represent.
From Tupelo we represent.
Israel rise.
Remember that.
Remember
that.
Not here for hate, not here for noise. Here to rebuild men, women, boys. From prison walls to broken homes. Still hear Yah's voice through flesh and bone. Teach the law, apply the way. Faith works, lived every day. Not traditions handed down, but ancient paths we walking now. 12 tribes breathing, still intact. Truth don't change.